Welcome to KWK today. Hope you're wearing your mask and being a good and faithful steward of the great health that God wants to give you. We are happy to be here on this bright and beautiful day. And it's a bright and beautiful day. It's a bright and beautiful day. Bright and beautiful days, Rose, don't look at me like that. Bright and beautiful days are not a function of sunshine. If we're alive and well and vertical, as my godfather used to say, it's a good day. I want to thank Ron for being here today. We got Sister soon-to-be Dr. Smith, who's here today. By the way, as an aside, Sister Tara went to a funeral today at Lily Grove. Is it still Missionary? Missionary Baptist Church, where the Reverend Dr. Terry Anderson is a pastor. Dr. Anderson is known for having funerals shorter than ours normally. So how long was that funeral, Tara? 45 and gone. 45 and gone. Just saying, bless God. So we're happy she was able to join us. And of course, Dee, with his almost new haircut, about time for another one, and glad he's here. Rose is here. Feel like I just saw Rose and Don last night till 11:30. I don't know why it feels like that. I'm sure it's my imagination. Don is here. Thank him for his being the producer. And of course, Charles is in another role today. Last week he was on this side of the camera. This week he's over there with his arms folded, mask on, trying to look intelligent. Bless God for Charles Richard. So we're opening up the show with the award-winning leadership from Caldwell Elementary School. Woo! This Brother Griffin is something. Right here to my left, the vice principal. Is it called vice or assistant?
Assistant principal.
What's the difference?
I don't know what vice. I think that's kind of old school a little bit.
What? Oh.
Yeah, I think it's old school with the vice principal.
Wait a minute. Don't give him a mic till he straightens up and talks right. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah, that is old school. That dates me. That back in the day, they called them vice principals.
Right.
Pray for me.
But it's assistant principal now.
Assistant principal.
Yes, sir.
Griffin, yes, sir.
Yes.
And to my immediate left is the principal. Is it say lead principal?
It's just principal. Yes.
Principal Green. And we're glad that y'all here. What's up? How you doing?
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having us, too.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. Yeah. So before we jump to the school, let's talk about you for just a ski taste. I'm going to start with Brother Griffin. Where you from?
Houston, Texas, 3rd Ward, all my life.
3rd Ward all your life?
Yeah. Jack Yates High School.
Uh-huh. And then what happened after that? After Jack Yates.
Went to college.
Yeah.
You know.
How long you go to college? Wait, give me the same line now you gave me 5 minutes ago.
Well, like I was saying, first 10 hours at Sam Houston.
There you go.
Did about 85 hours at Texas Southern.
There you go.
I played as Omega. Make sure I say that.
Uh-huh.
And then had a family set out for 4 years, and then went to University of Houston downtown to complete my degree.
So did you party much when you were in college?
Yeah, I probably missed one party the whole year. Yeah. And I'm just being honest. I think I missed one.
One party.
Yeah.
Well, you enjoyed your experience.
I did. I
Yeah.
did. I don't regret it. So I can pass the experience to somebody else.
There you
and tell
go.
them study till 11 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
and then go to the party.
I see.
Yeah.
And you have your master's?
Yes, from U of H, Clear Lake.
Great. So before we get to Principal Green, excuse me, say just a brief word of encouragement to a brother or sister who is in the process of journeying along the educational experience, but they've had mishaps, they've had to stop and go, they've not been able to continue. What's the secret to keeping it going?
I would think to at least try to take one class at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And just take that little small step and complete that. And then once you see that you could take on more,
right,
then take on more, just to keep it going. Because sometimes you take on too much and you're trying to have a family or you got other things going on, helping to take care of grandparents or whatever.
Right.
So just take that one little class a semester until you can do better. Right.
But by the way, we're jumping off right away with Caldwell Elementary because they got to go back to work. I don't want to hold y'all up, so that's why well, thank you for joining.
No problem.
So what kind of assistant principal is he?
Oh, he's great.
Ow!
Students love him. It's great to have a DJ on campus as well.
A DJ?
Yes. So
Wait, you a DJ now?
Yeah, I've been a DJ. I DJ'd a function you came to, but I waved to you out the window because I was new, and you didn't see me. When you came in, you spoke to the whole.
Where was it then?
This was Donita's daddy. I can't think of his name.
Oh, yeah, Don Connor at his birthday party over in 5th Ward.
Yeah.
Next to the Deluxe Theater.
Yes.
You sure were there.
And yeah, but
boy, y'all jammed out there left. I heard y'all took the roof off the sucker, took the roof off the sucker.
We did the wobble. We did the wobble.
I don't know why folks don't want to jam while I'm in the room.
We did the wobble. But that was one of my first
did
times
they twerk
DJing
too?
private.
Did they twerk too?
We didn't twerk. No,
Oh,
we didn't.
okay.
No twerking was going on.
Well, I have to ask. Don is about to fall out of his chair. I'm sorry. So, Principal Green, just pray for me, would you? Just pray for me.
Absolutely.
Good. So, what's your favorite artist? Why'd it take you so long? You have so many?
Male or female?
Either one.
Female, Mary J.
Who's your favorite artist?
Female Alicia Keys, and then Hezekiah Walker.
Oh, Hezekiah. See how you got the spirituality in there?
I saw that.
Left you hanging out on the secular side.
Mary J's good too.
Yeah. So how long have you been the principal at Caldwell Elementary?
Finishing my 3rd year at Heinz Caldwell.
How's it going?
It's going fabulous. Given everything that we're going through, it's great.
So tell us a little bit about what you're going through and how you're managing that with your students.
Well, this year we have students online and students face-to-face. So, of course, we are facing the pandemic. Of course, we're facing the pandemic, but we're still keeping teaching and learning at the forefront.
Got it.
So in doing that, we have to make sure we're reaching our virtual students as well as the students that are there.
So what advice do you give your teachers as to how they can best engage and include and involve your students who are learning at home?
To make sure that we are including them in instruction, that they are included in small groups. We also offer tutorials for students who are at home as well. And just making sure that we keep the lessons engaging. No one wants to sit through a boring lesson face-to-face, so you know you don't want to do it virtually as well.
Right. How big of a challenge has that been for your average teacher?
It's been challenging having both modes with the face-to-face and virtual, being able to teach to both, making sure that you're asking questions to students, making sure that you're checking for comprehension. It's been a challenge, but at the end of the day, we all remember why we got into this, and every child counts. And so that is something that my teachers are bought into.
Got it.
And so it doesn't matter whether you're home or here. You know, I always say if you can teach, you can teach.
So wait a minute. That's a good point you just raised. So why did your teachers get involved in this?
So we all have our own whys.
Your whys.
And we actually established that my first year there. We did an activity to discuss what your why is and what your who is.
That why is very important.
Absolutely.
So what is your why?
My why, initially to become a teacher, because I taught before I became a principal.
But why?
Because I wanted to, first of all, I had a few negative experiences as a student, and I didn't want to create that for other kids, nor did I want other people to impact kids that way.
That's great, yeah.
I felt like kids needed a good role model.
Right.
And they needed some people who cared about them.
Awesome.
And it starts with one. And so I was going to be that one. And so that's why I got into it. Yeah. And then as a principal, just to see it on a larger level as well.
Right. Excuse me a minute. So, assistant, not to be confused with vice principal Griffin.
Right.
Or what's your why? Why are you doing this?
Well, you know, I wanted to teach and coach. I like motivating people. I get something out of seeing people grow.
Got it.
And all my life, the teachers I had pretty good experiences. You know, maybe one or two that wasn't, but I just love the motivation and the growth. And, you know, especially children that come from the underprivileged neighborhoods that need somebody to be there for them, that know what they're going through. Right.
What advice would you have for parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles who have children at home in the online, obviously virtual? What advice would you give to the parents so that online experience is enhanced as much as possible?
I tell them take it day by day. I've had parents calling because they're stressed. I've had parents. I mean, this is new. This is new for parents as well.
It is stressful too.
Take it day by day. Know that we're here. If you have any questions, reach out to teachers. Reach out to us. Make sure, because we do communicate with our parents a lot, they read the class dojos and the messages that are coming through to know what's going on. Right. And just to see how they can get in there and help their students. If their students are struggling, what can you do at home to help? And that's where we come in with building that connection. So I just make sure I tell parents that, but first of all, just stay calm. You're trying to be
Stay calm.
you're trying to be a parent and a teacher and a few other things.
Don't shoot yourself. Don't shoot your child.
Pray,
Stay calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And take care of everyone.
Yeah. It just dawned on me, Wednesday is way overdue, and I apologize for providing lunch for the teachers over at Hines Caldwell.
We love lunch, don't we?
Golly, I don't know how we
Thank you, Pastor.
The peach cobbler.
The peach cobbler. Where's the peach
We came over
cobbler?
here one time and ate
Where's the peach cobbler?
We did.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember what the event was, but we ate inside this room here.
Sister White, if you're listening and watching, would you reorder the peach cobbler for the Hines Caldwell staff, please, Will?
And we'll start our meal plan after that.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, always start that. That's good. Seriously, getting past the lunch, what can we as a church family do to support you? And let me just add, or inject rather, Brother Warner Irvin, some of you know him, is a person, I think, who is primarily responsible for naming that school after my mom, even before she passed. She was really not just honored and elated and overwhelmed. It was really just, she didn't think she deserved it, of course, but most people who get schools named after them don't. But that was a real blessing to her, needless to say, and I had absolutely nothing to do with that. But we're so glad that you're there, and so glad the school is there. So what can we as a church family do to support you, particularly in times like these?
Well, I know last year we started working with the Windsor Village Initiative and looked at how we can provide some more small group tutors.
Small group tutors?
Yes, people that come in and actually work with our students on literacy and phonics.
Got it.
We talked.
Excuse me, well, believe it or not, our director of ministry just happens to be sitting right over there on another issue. So I'm sure she's a smart lady, so she's taking mental notes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then just different events that we had just to make sure that we have some support as far as volunteers.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to be better when we open back up.
Right.
Full-time,
Right.
And we're able to have additional people on campus. But those are some things we discussed last year that we would like to see go forward.
Yeah, so we can work on that. You have anything to add?
I just want to say, first of all, we appreciate everything that Windsor Village has done for us in the past. I mean, I've been there since May 2014.
Right.
But I just want to say thank you for what you've done.
Oh, man.
Us.
We appreciate you. Let me give you a virtual hug. He was talking a whole bunch of trash in 10 minutes of one. Now here we are.
broke the cue
He's
down.
sitting here crying like a teddy bear.
Broke the cue there.
You took part of my heart. Hey, man, that's my line. I'm the crybaby around here, but I'm so glad to have some company. It's good. But seriously, these are tough times. For the teachers, I know, and for the parents, man. Some of these parents, I heard one parent say, forget time out for my child. I put myself in time out. Take a break from this mess.
It's tough. Computers, being, the power going out, this and that, call drop, whatever, with the, you're trying to dial back to get the student back on. So, it's tough. But like Mr. Green said, it's just one day at a time.
Yeah. So how's your tech team over there?
Very good, actually. We have a tech teacher, but we also have clerks and teachers who are very savvy. And so, they're all available to help parents as well.
Well, these folk are overworked and underpaid now, but if you ever need any help, you can get the email before you leave. Any one of them, except for Rose, maybe. He's good on the camera, though. No, but seriously, whatever we can do to partner, and we're all together.
Thank you, Pastor.
And want to do that. So tell me why I would want to send my child to Hines Caldwell Elementary School if I had do you start at kindergarten?
Pre-K.
Pre-K.
Pre-K through 5.
Pre-K through 5.
Yes. There's nowhere else to send your child.
Oh, listen at you. This is.
But again, teaching and learning is high priority. Your students, I always say they don't leave out the same way they came because we believe in growing kids on our campus.
Growing kids on the campus.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got wonderful staff, great community, great partners. And so it's just a great place to be. When you walk into our campus, you feel it.
Yeah.
And you know that, this is a place where your students
One thing I
belong.
always experience, and my mother would be so happy about this, your place is just pristine and
Thank you.
clean.
Thank you.
I could sit on the floor and eat off the floor over there. I mean, really, it is just shiny and bright and
We will
clean.
let our custodians know. Thank
Smells
you.
good, everything. Yeah,
We try our best.
yeah, yeah.
You do have to be zoned
Right.
to go to our school.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we're not a magnet school, and but one of the things that is great about our school is not just on the academic side, but
Right.
we offer things like we offer things like let's say a fine art school.
Right.
We have we have the drum line.
Yeah. Oh,
we had
man.
basketball.
Oh, wait, time out. Seriously.
Yes.
Some of you may remember back, 55,000 years ago, we had the Gene Hines Caldwell Elementary School drum line at
Yes.
the 8 o'clock service for sure. Did they stay for 10?
They performed twice. I think they
Was it
performed
8 and
twice
10?
that day.
How you know, Ron? You were there. All right. All right. He witnessed it. Were they good, Ron? Hey, they real good. They bad. So that was pretty cool. So we'll do it again. But I'm sorry, I cut you off. Drumline.
But we have, drumline, basketball. We did
Yeah.
flag football.
Yeah, I see
we
out
have
there.
dance.
Really?
Yeah. So we had robotics.
Robotics?
Yeah, we have robotics over there.
Oh, really?
So they
Choir?
Yes, they also did the UIL competition.
Yeah.
So we had different things that we had different people that would be over different things. They helped them to make sure they get something extra just in case their parents can't afford it outside of school.
Sure. Well, look, y'all got to get back to work, and I should have invited you earlier to ask Principal Green and Assistant Principal Griffin some questions. But one has come in: do I have to be zoned to for my child to attend the school? We can just answer that.
You do, however,
yes.
you could do a school choice application. So if you go to the
A school choice application.
Choice, HISD website, if you want to apply for our campus as a transfer, you can go to the HISD website, go to the school choice, and apply for our campus. Also, we're now enrolling for pre-K. And so that's the same process. You'll go to the school choice website and do a pre-K application.
Got it.
So we do pre-K 4.
So educate me. If I fill that pre-choice app out, what's the probability that I'll be accepted?
It depends on the space and the grade level that you're applying for.
Oh, great. So what if they walk over there and say, I know Ms. Green? Will that help them? Don't answer
Do
that
they
question.
have peach cobbler?
They used to do that about you all the time. We had to try to
They
call
do.
and verify. It was like,
Yeah, I know Pastor Caldwell. I didn't know any of them. Good. Well, we're so glad you're here. So, So, have you got any awards or acknowledgments or recognitions?
the beat.
Okay, so we are a B average school through TEA. We're always
Congratulations.
celebrating that. Thank you. Striving to be an A, which we will be. We are a gold family friendly school.
Gold Family Friendly
Yes,
School.
which means we've had a lot of activities for our families, inviting them in, a lot of diversity activities on campus as well, and cultural things. So we're Gold School for Family Friendly Awards as well.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what question should I ask you that I haven't asked you?
So I actually am from Charlotte, North Carolina. So
I did not ask where you were from.
School.
I apologize. All right, forgive me.
I got my bachelor's at UNCG, University of North Carolina in Greensboro,
Yeah.
and my master's from North Carolina A&T. So I'm an Aggie.
There you go.
Proud Aggie.
All right. My grandmother used to say, the poor dog won't wag his own tail. So I asked you where you were from, and I forgot to ask.
I
I
know.
apologize. Please forgive me. And how far do you drive to work?
About 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
Yes, sir.
That's commitment right there. How long it take you to drive to get in?
About 40 minutes.
And you on the north side, you on the south side. Y'all
Yes,
converge in the middle.
Yes.
And some of our teachers drive that far as well because
One
they
way.
are committed. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we thank the Lord for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for having us.
Thank you for crying on camera.
That's all right.
No, man, that's
Real men
good.
cry.
Exactly. That's what
Yes.
I'm talking about. That
Yeah.
Can I
compassion.
get a copy of that, Pastor?
You probably motivated somebody to write a check already.
That is right.
Oh, Lord, he's crying again. Get him some tissue. All right, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very
all
much
again.
for coming.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Have a great day, everyone.
on.
Thank you.
May I get a jacket like that?
We didn't give you a jacket, Pastor?
Well, I got an
Absolutely,
umbrella.
You can. You got a bag, too.
I
You got the
got
blue
a
line
bag.
cargo
Somebody
bag.
stole my bag. Yeah, they did. They lifted my bag.
Those are nice bags.
That was a very nice bag. That's a nice way of saying you're not getting another one.
We'll get you
Who
some
take
things,
the mic?
Pastor.
Who take the mic?
Thou should not steal, Reverend.
No, we not. No, we not.
Somebody taking the mic.
I'm ready to pass
Thank
the mic.
Yeah, all right. Well, now they're going to sanitize them and bring them on over. Thank you. That was Principal Green and Assistant Principal Griffin from the Caldwell Elementary School right here on campus. We're happy to have them and glad that you're a blessing to them. And y'all want to come on over? We don't want to waste your time. I know y'all got big things to do on tomorrow and Monday. So we moved from a leadership team over at elementary school, Caldwell Elementary School, to a couple of faces that you may have seen in the past. We got no hairdo, too. Oh, shucky ducky. We're happy to have Millicent Haynes, our Director of Ministries, and one of our most upstanding volunteers, who happens to be the roommate of Millicent Haynes, better known as husband, Fabian. How y'all doing?
We're great.
Good, good, good. So this is not for you, but this is in recognition of, drum roll, please. God. Oh, Lord. Oh, shucky ducky now. Well, uh-oh. Man, he may be sliding into the 20th century. Try it again. Drum roll, please. Oh, well, you just tell me when you want the drum roll, it'll start. How about that? So these, I wish you could take them home, but, well, they are for you, but you can't take them home. These sunflowers, right?
Yes.
Represent, drum roll, maybe? Oh. Ching! Oh, that's great, Dee. That's phenomenal. Great job. Thank you so much. It's been 1 year, hard to believe. For 1 year, the Windsor Village Church family, that's you, and the Houston Food Bank have partnered together to distribute food to the persons who need it and want it.
Praise the Lord. It has been 1 year.
1 year.
That's exciting.
And you've heard me say this, but I'm going to say it again. Some folk do it, once a quarter, once a month, whatever, and get a lot of fanfare for it. And that's great. Every little bit helps, and every ministry does what the ministry does. But you have been doing it on a weekly basis without fanfare or funds. Well, I guess it's for some fun, but without fanfare for sure. And I just want to thank you for your support and thank this team and all the volunteers for making this possible. So Millicent brought this to our attention last week during staff meeting, or this week during staff meeting. I thought we'd invite Millicent and Fabian to come on and give us some highlights of the Windsor Village Houston Food Bank Ministry.
All right.
See what the Lord is doing through you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So based on the impact, our records show that we've served.
Maybe I should put my mask on too. Y'all got the other folk got that mask on. You got your mask on. I got a mask.
So our impact has been that we've served over 39,000 families.
39,000 families. Woo!
And in addition to that,
Hold on. Did you find? I told them that was not their purse. Yeah, thank you. Excuse me. Principal Green came back to get her purse. Oh, I'm sorry. I blow you up. I apologize. You didn't forget it, though. I'm sorry.
it's your show.
No, thank God. It's not.
And then in addition to that, we've distributed.
I'm sorry. I was cutting up. 39,000 families.
Yes, absolutely. And then in addition.
Excuse me a minute. So, on average, you would say that's probably 4 times 39, about 160,000 people.
Yes.
Would you say the average family has 4 people in it?
Yes,
Two to four.
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Okay. I'm going for that pastor's pastoral exaggeration.
Yeah, 4.
I'm here to keep you honest.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right.
And,
2 to 4.
As far as food, that's 1.2 million pounds of food that has gone out.
That's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food. And then we have had about 550 individuals who have come through the food bank to serve.
Really?
Absolutely.
Volunteers?
Volunteers.
Shut up.
Yes, absolutely. When we first started, we were averaging about 150 per week. Also, when we first started from April to May, we were distributing twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Right.
And so over the year, that's about how many people who have come through to serve. And that includes Windsor members as well as members of the community.
Got it.
And we have experienced individuals come to serve as well as groups and corporations.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. While we're thinking about it, if I want to volunteer,
Yes.
what do I do and what are my opportunities
Sure.
to volunteer?
So what you want to do is you want to go to kingdombuilders.com, and there's the food bank graphic, and you can click on that graphic, and you can sign up for your shifts. Our available opportunities are Wednesday, 1 through 4, Thursdays, 9 to 4, and then first and third Saturdays from 9 to 1.
Got it. Fabian was about to say something. I saw him
go ahead, I'm
raise his
sorry.
No, I
microphone.
was going to speak more specifically to the opportunity.
Please
She spoke
do.
to the day. So
Right.
a day at the food bank starts about 7:30. So we actually offload the truck. We get a food truck at the power center about 7:30 in the morning. So that first shift, we do need men between 7:30 and 9:30 to help offload that truck and get all of our materials in place, ready for the next stage, which is the next opportunity, which is kitting. Actually putting the food in bags so that they can be distributed later on in the day.
Got it.
And so I would say the last stage and the last real opportunity is actually the food distribution, where we're actually putting food in the cars for those who have come for the food. So those are the three main opportunities that are available for people to participate
Awesome.
in.
For clarity purposes, let me say that Fabian is a volunteer. And his volunteering has not affected his wife's salary at all. As a matter of fact, Millicent's working on this. The fact Millicent works on it, it hasn't affected her salary at all either. So it's the joy. It's the joy of labor. So why, we talked about why earlier in the earlier set, which is great, and we've talked about why a little bit here at Windsor from time to time. So let me start with your husband. So Fabian, why, other than the fact you married to your baby, to your sweetheart, why are you doing this?
Because the need is great, right? We see COVID, we see the need, we see the impact of COVID on the community, the unemployment, and one of the fallouts of unemployment is people need food.
Right.
It is the most basic need.
Right.
And so through your leadership, God has allowed us to be a distribution center for the food, and the need arose, and took action and wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, glad you are, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So while you have the mic and while we're on the why and volunteers, tell somebody listening why they should volunteer, from one volunteer to another.
So the reward is great. So me personally, one of the most rewarding things at the end of the day is to actually see the food go into the cars of the people, and you see the faces. And we've seen tears, we've gotten thank yous, we don't know how we were going to eat this week without you guys. And
Wow.
that's greatly rewarding. Greatly rewarding.
Man, that is rewarding. There are a few questions coming in. Feel free to send them to my man Charles. And he puts them on the screen. Is there an age requirement to volunteer?
I would say we would like for volunteers to at least be of teenage age. It is kind of a factory type environment, so we need people who are of sound mind, being mindful of movement throughout the facility, and the potential risk of hazards. So at least teenage age would be good for volunteers to come. However, if you have children and you want to come as a family, and you can maintain oversight of your children, we welcome families to come as well. And we have had families come.
Great.
With school age and very young children.
So if I'm in middle school, or even fifth grade, and certainly high school, and I volunteer there, can I get community service hour credit?
Yes, you can. So all you do, Cynthia Dijon, who's the Windsor Village Church Family Volunteer Coordinator, she oversees that portion.
Got it.
And so we have had volunteers, high school students, who have come in last summer. A few that came in last week. They connect with Miss Cynthia, and Miss Cynthia provides the paperwork documenting their time and their hours. And so we do that for anybody who needs to have that record.
Great. Well, we're happy to have you. Here's another one. I was going to ask that question. It's so good. How are you keeping the volunteers safe during COVID?
Sure. I'll start first. So in terms of safety for COVID, it is an extension of ministry for the Windsor Village Church family. So we continue to follow the CDC guidelines, wear your mask, when you're operating with the food, the gloves, we have hand sanitizer. After we service a station or an area, we do disinfect that area. So there's a liquid disinfectant that we use, and at the end of each shift that we serve, we actually spray the room with Lysol. And then we just encourage and remind everybody to, monitor their 6 feet. And then when we're talking to each other, we try to, stand back or whatever. So we do the best that we can in that environment, and that we're all aware. I really don't know about the vaccination thing, but when we have Windsor vaccination clinics, we do encourage those who want to receive a vaccination to participate. So by and large, we have seen that most of the core team or the regular volunteers who want to be vaccinated have taken advantage of that opportunity. So that's one layer of protection that we have as a team in terms of the CDC guidelines and the paraphernalia that we wear.
So can I just add one?
Oh, please. Yeah.
And Millicent mentioned it, but even our assembly stations, we have markings for social distancing.
Got it.
So social distancing is key. Even while the volunteers are working, we make sure they're socially distanced.
Wonderful.
All
Wonderful.
right.
Thank you. Hats off to Fabian and the other men who are volunteering to help. It comes from Gwen, I suppose. That might be Gwen Mays, I'm not sure. And then Terry sends in congratulations on serving the people. We really appreciate that as well. So how much longer, I shouldn't ask you this, but I will, do you think you'll do this?
Until the Lord says differently, and we can talk about that offline. No, just kidding.
That's always a good thing until the Lord says differently or the same. Cool. Well, in addition to volunteering and working at the church and other things you're doing, you're also parents of 2 adults now. How's that coming along for you? Your children, their children, by the way, grew up here at Windsor. And by the way, how long you been members?
Me since 98.
I've been here 25 years, 26.
18 what?
No, I've been here since 98.
18.
Well, I'm just, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, a long time.
So 25?
I've been here
23 for me.
So wait a minute. Y'all didn't, so how'd that work?
We didn't come together. We were single.
I see.
I was single when I joined Windsor.
Shut up.
And she brought me to Windsor.
Okay. Good for you.
A story for another day.
Did she still tell you something like, if you don't join me at church, I'm not going to date you?
See. Story for another day.
Oh.
It wasn't even like that.
Okay. Well, I see you don't want to talk about it, so we'll keep it moving.
It really wasn't.
Oh, okay, wait.
I was glad when she said, come join me at church. How about that?
All right. So, seriously, back on this parenting. So we have a lot of, grandparents and parents who are listening in. So are there generally speaking, any parenting tips? And let me start by asking a specific question. How is parenting different now as opposed to 10 years ago?
Yes.
Sure.
Can I tackle that one?
Sure.
Uh-oh, Fabian is jumping in.
Parenting is great now. Since the children are out of the house.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm just going to be honest. So we have
Yeah.
become professional consultants.
I see.
We become professional consultants and
To your children.
to the children.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there are some strategies that go along with this stage of parenting.
Right.
We make them think for themselves. We don't do things for them anymore.
For instance, in other words, what do you not do for them specifically?
we don't make decisions for them.
Gotcha.
So, for instance, our son Christian has been applying to grad schools. As I shared with you, he wants to be the next great NFL general manager.
Right.
So he's went ahead and he's selected grad schools that he's wanted to attend, and he's been asked, "Where should I go? Where do you think you should go?"
Yeah, I got you.
The conversations that, have you considered cost? Have you considered weather? Have you considered how many times you're going to be able to get home if you go here versus here? So there's more of a thinking component
I got it.
involved with
I got it.
parenting at this stage of parenting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change. Parenting is still, the theme is still love and encouragement.
Got it.
All the way, even from little, even till now, it's still love and encouragement.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
obviously, y'all have done a great job.
Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, we had the help of the Windsor Village Church family. And so when you talk about strategies, I would definitely have to say it is important to have family support, to have the support of your church, because you have the reinforcement.
Right.
There are two pivotal moments that I remember, and one was when I was trying to discipline one of the children. And I remember the Lord saying, that child may not remember what you say, but they will remember what I say. And so from that point, when I would have moments where I had to provide correction, I would just go straight to the word. And just say, okay, well, this is what it says. Tell me what you think about that, and then how will that change your behavior? And so that helped to reinforce the word in a lot of different ways. The other pivotal moment that I would have to say, the Lord was like, play to your child's strengths. And so in playing to the strengths, as parents, sometimes we might want to live vicariously through our children. And so for me, I had to resist that temptation. Right? And so one of the things was, okay, well, what's his strength? What's her strengths? And how do we cultivate that? And so I would have to say that's been one of our successes to parenting, is really finding out what motivates him or her and helping to coach and move in the right direction.
That's all a part of training up a child in the way that he or she should go.
That's right.
Includes those strategies.
That's right.
That is really good.
Absolutely.
So Chelsea, of course, went to University of Missouri undergrad and is now a rising superstar in the media industry in St. Louis.
Well, she is headed to St. Louis.
Headed to St.
She's
Louis.
headed to St. Louis, and she actually will transition into her new position.
Got it.
At the beginning of May.
Great.
And all of that was, again, playing to her strengths. Serving in ministry helped to open up her gifts.
Outbreak, KBTV.
Yep, helped to open
That's
up her
right.
gifts. Outbreak, prayer, the prayer ministry, Cherubs and Rejoice, all those things. And those were things that put her in front, which kind of aligned with her personality. And so all that came together, and now she's headed to her next phase of her career.
Right.
And getting ready to relocate to St. Louis.
Yeah. Fabian, before you jump in and say a little bit more about Christian, if you want to, you just said something that I really want to emphasize, and that is, if your child, if your grandchild, your niece, your nephew, somebody for whom you have responsibility, or even someone in whose life you have influence, you need to get him or her or them involved in a ministry here at the church.
Yes.
Youth ministry, children's ministry, for the exact reasons that the mother of the month, since the children are graduating and getting raises and moving and stuff, father of the month. Because oftentimes children are able to not just identify and develop their gifts and strengths while in ministry here at the church, but also identify what needs to be worked on.
Yes.
Overcoming fears,
Right.
Yes.
I've shared with you my speech impediment, meaning I overcame that in the church. My mother said, well, let him be the announcing. I did the announcements at church. You didn't know that. Did I tell you that? You didn't know that, D.
You did, so you told me that before.
Okay, in high school. And I would get up there and stutter through the whole thing, in the church just was calm with me, encourage me. So that's just real important, to get your child involved. And not only does it please God, it's going to help you as a parent and help your child later on. So this is COVID going on. We still have ministry going on during COVID. Kicking it big time. Go to the website, download the app too, and you can see what's up. So Christian, is he a senior now?
Christian graduates in 3 weeks.
Get out. Man, y'all rolling for real.
Yes, May 15th. Yeah, he will be.
Is he excited?
He is excited.
Seems like he just graduated from what, Elkins, was it?
No, he went, we transferred to Manville.
Manville, right. So he just graduated from high school.
Yep. It's 4 years.
The older you get,
Yep.
the faster that time clicks in. Looks like we have some questions. Will you take some questions?
Sure.
So that is a good way to look at, yeah, it is. Consultant, particularly if your children are going to pay you for the consulting.
Well, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah. Awesome, Millicent, Fabian, wonderful children. Yeah, they are. Leona, our director of children's ministry, is sharing that thought. I agree. And Leona, you're doing a great job as well. So this is pretty cool. We just thank God for Windsor being a house of good parenting.
It is.
And we have good parenting seminars and
It is.
one-on-one coaching and mentoring and encouraging. You don't have to do this by yourself. You do not have to do this by yourself. And shame on you if you even try. It's not worth it. Yeah.
Great.
So what else you want to share? We want to, it's, oh Lord, it's 1:41. I love y'all, but y'all got to go. When you going to stay right here? Listen, I'm normally at go back to that comment. I do want to read it, but at 1:30, we normally recognize our church family members who've passed. And I was not watching my phone. I apologize. Dr. Oddbon passed after a valiant fight against cancer. So we want to remember Paula, her sister, and the whole family in our prayers. Is that the only one, Charles? So that's 1 in 3 weeks. So we want to make it 0 again for next week, and praying for the Oddbon family, and God bless you. Man. I think it's Romans 12:1, that about says your gift will make room for you. And Tracy, who was unable to be with us today because I invited her late and she had an appointment with her mom. But back to the food bank, Tracy and all the other volunteers and the staff, and of course Melissa.
It's a phenomenal team.
You're doing
a phenomenal team.
A great job.
So real quick with that, I just wanted to shout out to the staff. So you mentioned Tracy Carswell, Cynthia DeJean, who you mentioned, Terry Wright, who's also a part of the staff team, and then Kirby Caldwell. So that's the staff team that is there weekly, faithfully, and diligently, and have been there since April 23rd of 2020.
And I want to shout out the men.
All right.
Who are at the core and the backbone of what goes on. So, Mr. Damon,
right there,
with us today.
Well, he was going to shoot me or you had you not called his name. So Damon, I sure appreciate that.
Damon, Thurman Hicks.
Thurman's still out there?
Thurman's still out there.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Daniel Kebe.
Daniel Kebe, when he's not in Kenya.
Yeah.
And when he's not getting married.
That's right.
In case y'all didn't know, Daniel's married now, so you can stop.
And Donald Brown. Donald Brown is a strong member of that team.
Davis.
And Robert Davis as well.
Wait a minute, and there's one more.
Mike.
Mike, and not Mike, and Shepard. James Shepard. Yeah. All those are regulars.
So we cannot do it without the men.
No,
and
sir.
we need more men. Can we say that?
Always.
We need more men.
Yeah. So let me say Happy Mother's Day in advance to the mothers. We're going to have a special worship service for you. And Happy Father's Day in advance to the fathers. Got a special worship service for you. Having our next drive-in celebration. Speaking of 1 year anniversary. 1 year anniversary for the Windsor Village Houston Food Bank. And the Food Bank, by the way, great partner. We thank you for, have they been a great partner?
They've been an awesome partner.
That's what I thought. Great. Another 1 year anniversary for drive-in. And a lot of folk have told me that a number of churches now are doing a drive-in here in Houston because not because we started it, but anyway, they got drive-ins. Bless God for drive-ins. Have a 1 year anniversary first weekend in June. 6 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m. on Sunday morning, the first Sunday in the month of June. And by the way, Fabian, you don't know this, we're kicking off a series on miracles.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the first one hits the first weekend in May, and it's going to be pretty cool. In fact, we're going to tape, I think the service, for the second Victory Wednesday service, or the second week. We're going to tape it right after this, and it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. Now, I might need to say more about it after it's actually done, but I'm excited about it now. Anyway, but seriously, it's going to be cool. So if you have any questions about miracles, any questions, insights about it, particularly questions, feel free to holler at Charles. Go ahead and send those to him now, and we'll include it in the series. The entire preaching team will be participating in this series, and it's going to be awesome. Kimber says, I've seen Chelsea, oh really, narrating on TV One.
Yeah.
Girlfriend's on TV One?
Yeah.
That's national.
So,
Oh, fatal attraction. So say more.
Say more. So the Haynes family, we're hard workers, and so we can have a couple of side hustles going on. It's just honest. I mean, Christian has a couple of jobs. Fabian's family is very entrepreneurial. I have a strong work ethic.
Yeah.
And so she's always looking for something to do and how to
So what was that?
So TV One looks for narrators, and
I
so
see.
they're based in Knoxville, where she currently lives, and so she'll go film from time to time, and I think she's done 4 or 5 of those, and got a little money to add to her savings, and
Oh,
members of C.
good. Well, she's headed to Tyler Perryville.
So she's headed somewhere.
Trying to get there.
Yeah. Speaking of trying to get there, if you need a job, because you don't have one, or if you want another job, different from the one you have right now for whatever reason, if you are looking for let me rephrase that. If you're looking for professional development at a personal level, somebody to help you develop your career, if you want help in developing your resume, if you want to learn more about how to interview, we have, I'll call her a member, because she hasn't really withdrawn her membership, but Natara Branch, Joe Branch's wife, been married now about a couple of months, has an agency here in town, and they are partnering with Wednesday. In fact, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. And she's providing all that service for free.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Yeah, so about 30 folk have called in already, or emailed rather in, and her team is helping members of the church for right now, members of the church, to find jobs or to get help with resumes or career development. Again, free. So here's the email, kb@thework.com. It's not a website, you email them. Email them, kb@thework.com, and you can send in your resume, or if you have questions, send them your questions. If you want, again, help with your career development, help with interviewing skills, you want a job in a particular area, just communicate that in the email to kb@thework.com. I think that's on the screen. And by the way, they have all kinds of job openings. I mean, from everything from chief medical officer slots to whatever. So, a lot of that indeed. And again, we're trying to, this email is dedicated exclusively for Windsor members. So membership has its privilege. Just, hey, Shanda, who's told about Hyundai. There you go. So any other tips on the ministry side you want to share with us before you slide on out?
I think the family food bank and service is important. So for families, I know that we're headed into the summer.
Right.
And so this is an opportunity on first and third Saturdays to come.
Yep.
And then just help your children, with understanding beyond themselves as it comes to service. And then I forgot to shout out the Power Center and Deborah Anderson Barnes because that is where we host the food bank distribution. So shout out to Deborah and Miss Clem and the Imani School for the shared space that we use in terms of that partnership. And then finally, Linda Brown, who's been phenomenal with navigating the relationship that we have with the City of Houston and the food bank. And I think that covers the entire team.
That's good. That's good. Pentecost is coming. Did you know that?
Pentecost is coming Sunday, May 16th.
May 16th. Look at that. Got that number in your head.
Oh, there's so many.
And we got a special presentation for you. In fact, we're going to have, I think we're having a morning service, then an evening service. Pastor Suzette's working on that, and it's going to be off the chain in Jesus' name. Virtual, of course. Charles Richard almost fell off his chair. He thought he was going to have to come on site. No. And Grief Share with Pastor Jackson. Has it started already? It started. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Look, this is a real good program. You can email gbrown@wvumc.com. It's on the screen, right? And Pastor Jackson does a great job. He's gotten rave reviews. They're mature, but I tell you, these mature adults are something else.
They got it going on.
They are going back in time. They are now 20-year-old somethings. They got something happening every Friday night. Tawana Thomas, the designer, will be the special presenter tonight. Ms. Thomas has created a line of exquisite, not ordinary, extraordinary and exquisite African dolls, African-American dolls that are absolute joy to see. So she'll be here to share her journey with you. You can ask her questions, and she'll share the sources of her design and inspiration for such beautiful work. Thank you, Leah. On a 4th and 5th grade leadership session. Notice that leadership session, as in working with the Lord to make certain, as we said earlier, the gifts in your child are identified and developed. That session will be tomorrow, April the 24th at 10 a.m. fhall@wvumc.com for details. Mother's Day, May 9th. We'd love you to send those pictures in. Now look, I'm glad you're here. When Father's Day comes, do we submit pictures too?
Yes, we
All right
submit
then. I
pictures.
just want to
Yes,
keep
the communications teams receive the pictures.
Keep-
Yes.
keep the record straight. Amen. Great. So that's, and we need the photos though by Friday the 30th. So don't send them in on May 1st, and then Mother's Day come to mind. You didn't see yours. We're telling you right now how that rolls. Say what?
They can submit them through the app
You can submit them through the app. Oh, good.
or the email address.
All the email address. Man, Tara woke up over there to give you that advice. Thank you, Tara. Appreciate it. Feast of Pentecost celebration, May 16th at 7 p.m. There you go. So we have a day service, as mentioned, at 7 p.m. today. Love like you've never been hurt. Lord have mercy. Were you able to do that early on, back in the day?
I think so.
Okay, all right, we're moving on. Thursdays in May, we invite our singers to come on out. The Voice Cast support will be on Sundays. And boy, Marquis and his folk are really, they get pumped up when they talk about this. They're doing a great job. May through August, a friendly, caring group of people to walk alongside you as you go through that challenging experience. You don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to do it by yourself. The CEO ministry has scholarships. Dion, you think we can get a drum roll? At your convenience, though. I don't want to rush you. On Friday the 30th, all right. I don't know why they extended the deadline one day. Do you? They went from a Friday deadline to a Saturday deadline. But hey, it's all good, CEOs. Look, we appreciate you. Money is honey. We appreciate you. Jeanette Robinson Allen has got the 12 in the God's Blueprint for Strong Women on Monday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. Speaking of parenting, there it is. Parents with Heart returns in May. It's a mentoring session designed to encourage and empower and enhance parenting during your season of parenting. It is good to know you'll always be parents, but they will not always be at home.
Yes.
And then they can.
This is a good thing.
Let's leave it at that. Maybe just leave it at that. As one brother said, I clean it up. Let me see. He said, I can now reclaim my house.
Yes.
That's right.
And do what I want to do. Walk around like I want to walk around. Anyway, Virtual STEM experience will be available for, that's a good program, kindergarten through 12th grade in June. Details are coming. Want to thank Monica Foley, Deion Foley's wife, for heading that up. We've got participation with, I don't know if NASA's participating technically, but consultants, to use your word, and educators from around the country from various schools, including our historical black universities, will be part of the teaching team. It'll be a virtual experience, of course, and you'll receive guidance and inspiration and enlightenment and instruction from some of America's top intelligentsia in the field of STEM. So we're excited about that and thankful for it. And if Charles keeps on rolling the screen, I'll know what's next. Oh, that means when you start rolling, that means it's over, huh? All right, well, I learned something today. Good. How much, and my clock says 1:55. What your clock said? 1:55, good. All right, I just want to do everything decently and in order. I want to send a shout out to all the folk who like to ask a bunch of questions during the week, but don't like to ask the questions on Friday when I can answer the questions. You get my shout out today. And one question we keep on getting, haven't had this question in a long time. It's been at least 7 days. When are we coming back to church? As the allied industry says, having butts in seats. So let me tell you, my answer remains the same. One thing about the truth, you can just keep on tell it, and don't have to worry about any lies. You'll just hang right there. We will continue to follow the science and be led by the Holy Spirit. And as I have shared, and I'll say it every week, is that we're not for variant number 5 or variant number 7 particularly, then maybe we'd have a clear view about what the timeline is, but folks are still dying. I think yesterday, and this is how the press, you have to watch the press, this is how they said, only 800 and some people died. Now that's a lot less than 2,000, but that's 800 people died. You know, don't become, anesthetized to the point where you become just insensitive to the, 800 people died from COVID, with COVID, in one day. That is still an unacceptable level. And Lord have mercy, this spirit of killing that's going on around here. It seems like every week, some unarmed African-American person is being killed. And you contrast that, as I heard one sister say earlier this morning, to the white gentleman, I call him a gentleman, who killed, I think, 8 people in the church. After he killed 8 people, they took him to Burger King. So there's clearly a disparity between it. And blessedly, the police are standing up and speaking out against those types of disparities. So it's not just a black-white issue. It's not a police or civilian issue. It's an American issue. It's a civil issue. It's a people issue. And there's only one side that's right. And I'm glad to see people get on that side. Speaking of which, please be in prayer for the policemen who testified in the George Floyd case, particularly those who testified on the side of justice, because I know they are getting some pushback from somewhere, unfortunately. So pray for their peace, for their protection for them and their families. And we appreciate that. Someone, we have about less than 2 minutes left. Somebody ought to send in a burning question that you dare to ask. And if you dare to ask it, I dare to answer it. Fabian, you got anything to say as we head on out?
I'm good.
You good? Appreciate you coming.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks
for having us.
Thank you for your comments on parenting and for your volunteering down there.
I have more for next time if you want to have us back.
Oh, listen, they're trying to tease it, trying to tease the show. He got more. All right, Fabian, well, we'll have you back. Or should I invite your wife or just you? Should I invite both of you?
As a team.
Oh, good. All right, that's the right answer, Fabian. I was about to pray for you on the way out. Melissa, any last words?
Thank you, Pastor, for your leadership as it relates to the food bank in this area of ministry.
Oh, thank you for yours.
Thank you to the volunteers.
Of course.
We look forward to going onward and upward.
And that's a good last question, because so oftentimes I don't address it, and I should. We still have the largest food court in the city. Will it be available this weekend? I don't know. Yeah, they're supposed to be, but sometimes when it rains, yeah, they will be out there, for sure. I don't know how many, but tomorrow it's truckload, Sunday, truckload. I'm sure they're there even right now. They serve food in the rain, and it's good, as you know, good food. Thank you for asking that question. I need to hit the food bank and food court every time we hit. How much time we have left? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We love y'all. Thank you for joining KWK today. May it brighten your day. We love you. Bye. See ya.